Now, I wonder. I'm gonna assume we're live on Instagram too.
So. Y'all, I bought a kale plant from the grocery store.
You bought a what?
Kale plant.
A kale plant.
Yeah, like it's kale. Like I'm gonna try to grow my own kale.
Okay. You gonna actually try to grow it in like you eat kale like that?
Yeah, I mean I like it in my salads and stuff, and like I'll saute it sometimes. But I'm gonna just try to grow it to see if I could like really get it to.
They say kale is fake. Y'all heard that before?
Really?
It is. It's not naturally occurring.
Wait, what does that mean?
What does that mean? No, I bought the plant and my auntie was like, "Is it organic?" And I'm like,
it's just not naturally occurring. So it's just not a vegetable that would grow unless we had created it.
It's not a. Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I never, Julian. You really are like a farmer.
Yeah, you know,
you're probably the closest friend I got to a farmer.
That's for real.
It's some closest. It's some stuff like that just, we genetically modify. I'm sure y'all have heard about other common stuff like that, foods that we eat that we think are healthy. That
isn't broccoli one of them?
Huh?
Isn't broccoli one of them?
Yeah, broccoli's another.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Cauliflower, all that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I like those things though.
Yeah. No, they good.
Cauliflower.
I mean, on the grand scheme of eating cauliflower or eating some Jolly Ranchers, you probably should eat the cauliflower.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Well, welcome to another episode of This Could Have Been a Text. I mean, that conversation right there is a perfect example of why we named the show that. It definitely could have been in a text, but we turned it into a podcast. We all love hip hop. Well, first, shout out Demi rocking the new tee. Damaged Goods, Big Esco, Vote Esco brand. The collab, Shungdu to St. Louis to Shungdu, however you feel about it. I got the long sleeve on. Shout out to my boy Ima. He back in China right now, holding it down. I don't know. We got to get to China. Once we do the podcast in China,
we do that.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be on a different level at that point.
Way
different. Shout out to Ima too for kicking it with us in New York. He didn't have to do that.
Ima's the man, bro.
Yeah.
Eli, that's my guy, man. That's my brother for real, man. But so it's been a I don't know what you all would call it. I would say it's been a big week in hip hop.
For sure.
Yeah.
Since the last time we talked. Well, we got a Barb on the show.
You know it.
I guess we can start with you.
Ugh.
Bigfoot. Talk to us about it.
So I will say this, like I have to be honest, about this exchange between her and Megan reminds me of when Remy Ma dropped Ether.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. So
how so?
I don't know if this is Nicki's strong point. Like going like
never has been
for this song, Yeah. I just don't think that's her strong point. I will say Megan killed it though. I thought Megan's whole song was gonna be about Nicki Minaj. No, she kind of like addressed everything, she addressed every problem, and it's like a record. You know what I mean? Nicki is like she just got in the mood. She just started talking shit, and it's not a record. But Megan's
tweeted half the song.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Megan's is a record.
That's real.
I think that's the thing.
Takeover versus Ether. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not Ether. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to disrespect Nas or Queens.
That shit is trash.
No, I'm talking about. You remember when Remy Ma dropped it?
Yeah, no, I know. When Remy dropped her shit, it was like, whoa, now this is a rap song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is beef.
Yes, and that's what it feels like.
I think the Nicki, I had a publicist, I was talking to, her name's Asia, over at Rare Radar. She was telling me she felt like if the Nicki Bigfoot reminded her of Super Ho. Remember when she came out with the song about Lil' Kim?
Yeah.
And I was like, that shit was weak too. You know what I mean? And I was like, so actually
her diss records are weak. I'm not gonna I have to be honest. Her diss records are not the best.
So I don't know. It's crazy that I don't think that the Meg song would have been as big if it wasn't for the beef.
Yeah.
I feel like Nicki definitely bolstered those sales for it to be a number one track. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think that song is like, it's not a
It
bad
did better
song.
after Bigfoot came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So people was like, shit, let me see what the fuck's going on, you know, basically. Yeah. But yeah, I'm disappointed overall. Yeah. I don't think that Meg should come back now. She should just focus on her album, roll that out.
For sure.
You know, I will say, however, I don't think that Meg's album will be better than Pink Friday 2.
No.
Pink Friday 2 got some joints.
Yeah, Nicki's still the better artist to me.
Better artist, not a better rapper.
She's not, yeah.
Better artist, not a better rapper.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I don't think she could go toe to toe with Meg, like just raw rapping, dissing each other like that.
No.
But when it comes to compiling an album, she's the better artist.
Y'all are both saying y'all think that Meg is a better rapper than Nicki, but not a better artist.
Yes.
Like putting out a complete project. Nicki,
and I would have thought that y'all would have said, I would have thought that y'all would have said the complete opposite. I would have thought that it would have been Nicki was a better, I don't even say better artist. I would have thought that y'all would have said that she is a better artist and she's a better rapper. That's what I would have assumed. I don't listen to girl rap like that a lot. Okay. I was just having a conversation with Kelce about this. I don't listen to girl rap like that. And if I talk about my favorite female artist, honestly, the only female rapper I listen to is Armani Caesar.
Okay.
Really? Okay. You want me to put you on? You need to start listening to Anancia.
What? Yeah, it's a lot of other.
What? Back outside? Anancia? Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a lot, but
no, but for what you like though, that's what I'm saying. I know kind of what you like to listen to.
You know
Caribou. You ever heard of Caribou?
Yes.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like Caribou cool. She sound with Yachty, you know.
Okay.
But to be honest, when I was talking to Kelce, this was what I was telling her, is that I just been so off Nicki, really. I looked at this whole situation like you really shouldn't even have to respond to Meg. You're the bigger artist. You are at the top in terms of the greatest female rapper that we know, greatest female artist. Why are you responding to Meg?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like it really should be on some Beyonce, Jay-Z type shit where it's like we can throw rocks at them, they're never gonna respond to us. It's a waste of my time and energy to do it.
That's how you know Meg is the better rapper.
That's how you know, because Meg got under her skin. Meg got under her skin. Like
and that's what I'm saying is that from Nicki's standpoint, it's like you really exposed yourself by responding. You didn't have to do that. Now that lets us know, we've been putting you on too grand a pedestal. We've been putting you up there where you really don't even truly feel like you're there yourself. Otherwise, you never would have responded to this.
Never, yeah.
And that's the part where it's just like, because she did that, one, and two, I just haven't been really paying attention to Nicki since her and Cardi got into it and got into that fight at like some type of gala a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that gala thing.
And just how that whole situation was handled with Cardi, where it's just like, it came across like you was being a mean girl.
Yeah.
For no reason. For somebody who's just an up and coming, loud. She's another, loud woman rapper. And it looked like you were getting a little jealous about her getting attention and people starting to fuck with her. And it's just like, all right, for that reason, once again, you're supposed to be this great artist. You shouldn't be tripping off that. And that's the part where I'm just like, all right, well, to me, I got to start treating you like a peon and stop holding you on this high pedestal, because that's not what you see yourself.
Damn.
Couldn't have said it better, J Daddy. This is I think what we're seeing, like you said, is like the thing that I liked about Nicki Minaj's album, and the reason that I would say that she's still a better artist is because of like the expectations that she has, right? And to me, she delivered something that was super personal, something that still had hits, something that was somewhat, even though she doesn't do it online, her music was age appropriate.
For sure.
I feel like when I look at her counterpart, a person like Drake, that's the number one thing he struggles with. Even he came out with Scary Hours, all the extra shit. Nobody is really like rapping that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like, people play it because it's Drake. The beats are super tight. Alchemist, you know what I'm saying? And Conductor, you know what I'm saying? Like the beats are tight, but it's just like, it didn't have that lasting power, I would say. And so, I feel like music is just so like super fan niche that when you're a general listener, you know what I'm saying? Like you only really get the stuff that bubbles to the top. And the stuff that bubbles to the top for Nicki it's still somewhat better to me as just like it's some other people that got better, like good songs, like what's the you wanna look at me, what's the song everybody's singing now? It's like got my Gucci and wanna lose me.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, act like you
Yeah.
never want to lose me. Yeah, I know that song.
Doechii, right? Yeah. So it's like Doechii has hits, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be into her.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're just a random rap fan. You're never gonna really come across her, you know. So
yeah,
Nicki had a chance there to really, you know, give us a real moment, and it turned into more of a Twitter moment than anything. You know?
Yeah. I wish she wouldn't have addressed it at all.
It was corny, man.
Yeah, I just wish
we gotta call it like it is. It was corny.
But she got under her skin with that Megan's Law bar. Megan had bars in his. Like she was dropping bars, and I think she just really got to her. Like,
and then the Cobra from Cobra to Hiss, and it's like, man.
Yeah, she coming with it. She coming.
And I was feeling the whole Gag City thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Gag City was tight. Like I was feeling that whole kind of metaphor, and people was pulling up the gags. Like I thought that was tight, but then it's just like, yeah, Bigfoot kind of took it out. So
yeah,
it ain't too late.
And it was so mean. Like Nicki's comeback wasn't even rap. It was just mean. Like you know what I mean? Like
it was comedy.
You know, it's just like come on. Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, like you said to me, shit, your feelings is hurt. So now it's not even fun. We can't even laugh about it in the same fast. It's like, oh, your feelings are really hurt.
Your feelings
Meg's shit was really a diss record. Your feelings are hurt. So now it's like, oh, it don't really matter what you put out at that point, because now we can really see like, oh, she hurt your feelings. So she
it's like a sensitive cousin. You got to be like, we ain't even playing with you right now.
Yeah, she hurt your feelings, so she won because you didn't hurt her feelings. We don't see Meg sitting here doing stuff outside of her norm that we know it to be like.
Yeah.
So she already won by that alone.
Sure.
So I don't forget, Demi shared in the group chat. JT, I checked that out. Sideways, just a little EP. It's got the no bars on there too. What's up with JT, man? Like
JT does no wrong. We city girls till the day we die. We ain't no JT slander will ever be.
No, that's real.
Will ever be tolerated.
So, what's holding her back?
You said what?
What's holding her back?
I think JT holds herself back. I think she's like really like, I don't know. I think she be in her head because whenever she drop, like it be fire. Like it's not like the music, it's not the team, it's not none of that. I think JT really from the streets. I think she be just in her head a little bit. And I think this year we're gonna see JT come out of her shell more. I think now that maybe she got that goal to kind of release her own projects and have a little bit more creative control and really be herself, I think we're gonna really see her kind of step out of her shell a little bit this year. Like I'm excited to watch JT this year.
That's real because it's like as the women's side of rap has grown, so has the business. You know, nobody has done, not nobody, but you look at an artist like Sexy Red, like she has her own lane now. That was like people were in it. It's rap, always ratchet rap, you know, Southern inspired, even though we're in the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'm not saying JT needs to try to replicate Sexy Red's success, but to me, even in rap, I'm just looking at rap history. Not many people have gone from the group duo to like mainstream solo success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting because JT is the better rapper from the two. I guess maybe she could get on her Pusha T type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, Pusha T. So that's a good example. That's actually a great example. You know what I mean? You got to be a real rap fan to get into like Havoc and Prodigy and know the difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking kind of broadly. Like Big Boy had some success on his own. You know, Andre 3000 has done things by himself, but it hasn't been like where like Nelly or Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? Like they are just solo acts. They hella big. People that come from groups usually don't match that kind of success. So it's like,
it is
I don't know.
Very rare. The only person, not even the only person, but the next name I could think of was like 2 Chainz.
And he had to change his name.
Whose solo career,
his whole image and everything.
The group's success. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what JT. If I was creative directing JT, so hopefully this gets out into the world. So I'm putting this out. I'm creative directing JT. She needs a change to separate herself from city girls. And it's like, I personally feel like most women in hip hop cannot dress. They all dress like fucking wrestlers. And so, you know, if she, what you mean? Niggas can't dress either, but I'm saying like these are rap superstars. Like, as a rap superstar, you should be able to dress.
Get a stylist. Get a stylist. If you can't dress,
or just have a style. Like, it's not even like, I'm not even trying to get into some like fashion shit, but I'm just saying like a style. And I don't really feel JT's style, but I feel like JT is a great rapper. I feel like I like her, but what's her aesthetic? I know City Girl aesthetic, but is it more luxurious? Is it this and that? Because that shit takes away from what? The bars. So are you really about the bars? Because Uzi not about the bars. Uzi is about the swag. So that's why the swag got to be a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but are you really coming with the bars? And it feels like JT want to come with the bars a little bit.
You want to come with JT be coming with the bars.
But like, the ass and the titties be getting in the way of the bar. Like the style can get in the way of the bars. You know what I'm saying? Drake said that too worried about bitches in fashion, they go missing in action. That's why Drake can't dress, because he worried about the bars. You know what I'm saying? That's so funny. It's a dichotomy there. I feel like JT got to figure out how to break.
Yeah, I think she's gonna figure it out. I see Young Miami going more towards like entertainment, like media type stuff, and then JT more so really kind of coming of her stuff in the rap. You got to think, as soon as they blew up, JT went to jail, and I think that really kind of had her in her head. And then coming out and transitioning from that, wanting to like be free, wanting to be home, like all the emotions with coming home from dealing with a situation like that. I think it's just kind of had her in her shell, and I think she just ready to pop her shit now.
That's real. That's real.
So last question before we go to the next thing. Are the City Girls done together?
I don't know. It's still City Girls. But they might, JT might have a solo, whatever. But I feel like it started as City Girls, even if she kind of transitions away. Like, she even said in her songs, like, I'm riding solo, but I'm still in a group. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, City Girls is a lifestyle. It's a little, that group became a whole lifestyle. And I think
they're like Dipset.
Yeah, you can't erase City Girls.
Listen, I agree. I just was wondering, because I don't see them reconnecting at this point.
Yeah.
I can't even say I even look at Crisean as a rapper.
Yeah, she's an entertainer to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's more of an entertainer. Even when JT was in jail and she was putting out stuff, it was more so like, all right, I just got to keep this shit afloat.
But like, she did a great job at doing it.
She did a fantastic job. For the nigga who raps the worst in the group, you did a great job keeping everything alive. You know what I'm saying? You kept the attention, you kept this relevant and hot to where when I came home, all I had to do was step in and boom, okay, now I can start putting out songs again.
Yeah.
But Crisean has definitely separated herself from the City Girls, being under that umbrella to just be a different entity. And like Ryan said, I don't think JT has done that yet.
Yeah. We're going to see her do that this year.
Did he do it? Did he not? All right, that's all I got to say about that. Okay. So moving on.
Did he? Yes.
Did he do it? Did he not? I don't know.
Yeah.
So there was a clip going around.
Okay.
It had Black Twitter in a frenzy for different reasons, and I think it just went viral on TikTok because every few years, the different races in America realize that young white women go to college to find husbands, and young Black girls go to college to find jobs. And the Black women older than college age start to reflect and share their opinion, right? Rightfully so. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's usually, I feel like this conversation kind of happens in cycles every blue moon, right?
Okay.
And so, Julian, you dated your wife while you were towards the end of college, basically.
The very tail after we were done with college, she still had a little bit of left. But
so that don't even really count, really.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start with you though, because it's like, last time we talked about how marriage was such a symbol amongst women.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to know from your perspective, because you're closer to that group, people who cared a lot about college.
Yeah.
And people who have built like lives super connected to college.
Yes. You
know what I'm saying? As adults, like, what's that vibe to you? Especially being Greek, Black, like, is that something that like you being married and carrying that out? Is that something that like you look at as like a legacy? Is this something that you just kind of look at as like social? Was it a priority?
To be honest with you, I don't look at it in either one of those realms, honestly. Like, I got married because, one, I had a great example of marriage in my parents. You know what I'm saying? My parents, they'll be married 34 years in August. You know what I'm saying? So for me, growing up and just seeing, for sure, growing up and just seeing like the sacrifices they made, just the trials and tribulations they went through at different periods of our lives, and how they were able to just navigate those situations and together, and how it at least appeared to be a little bit easier because they had one another to lean on. You know, whether it was the loss of jobs or having to move or et cetera, just, just things that come with raising a family. Like, to me, it always looked like it was a little bit easier or a little bit more fun to go through life with somebody else. So for me, when I found somebody who I feel like, all right, this person, I feel like we can make it through anything together, you know what I'm saying, good or bad, that's when I knew, okay, I have the desire, this is the right person I need to marry. And that's what I told Kelce, was like, for me, I knew that's how I knew you were the right person for me, because I felt like life is gonna throw some stuff at us. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that firsthand. But I feel like whatever it is, me and you will figure it out. And that's all I knew I needed as a man, was just having somebody I knew I could depend on, that when it was time to get in them trenches, she gonna be in the trenches with me. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna figure it out, and we gonna grow from it. And thus far, that's 2 coming up on 3 years. Like, that's what it's been. You know what I'm saying? So,
man.
Yeah.
Also, Julian had the best wedding I've ever been to.
Hey,
it seemed like a great wedding.
It was a great time. I can't, we curated an experience for the 4 or 5 days everybody was there.
For sure.
It seemed like it, for sure.
Crazy time.
For sure.
So, Demi, what do you know? You're an entrepreneur. You spent some time in college, but you actually work for yourself, which is a totally different kind of experience on its own. Mm-hmm. Looking back at that time, because you went to TSU, right? Tennessee State.
Yeah.
What was the dating like at Tennessee State? You went to HBCU, like Mizzou. We had a faux Black experience, because it was like the school had reached a really big point of enrollment, like 30,000 plus people went there, but there was a community of at least several thousand Black people that would like rotate in our community of like post-grad niggas that didn't go to our school, like a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Like, what was that like for you? She's frozen. You're not frozen, are you, Julian?
No, I'm not. But
okay.
I'm like, damn, Demisha holding this pageant smile perfect.
It's like, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. What part did you not hear?
I stopped at like when you were describing your experience at Mizzou.
All I was saying was that it just was like thousands of Black people that was just like coming in and out of Mizzou, our population. Though we didn't go to a strictly Black place, like we had a very Black experience in our white place. You know what I mean? A very unique one for Mizzou. So what was that like dating like for you at TSU?
It was fun. I had a fun day. I had a fun time dating. I learned how to date in college at TSU.
Elaborate.
Like, I will say that I learned how to like allow a man to pursue me, get dressed up, look cute on a date. You know what I mean? Like, go out, have a good time. Learn that it was okay for me to like, I can go on a date with this person. This person might take me here, and it's cool. You know what I mean? It's nothing like crazy going on. Like, but you can actually date. You know what I mean? But it was also HBCU, so we kicked it. Like, I see a lot of people that I did go to school with. Like, I see those couples that have come up and they are still married to this day, and they actually have beautiful marriages, or just guys who were more so wilding in college now are very like stable, settled men who are married and like really on the right track. So from my experience, I don't know if too many of us were thinking about marriage at the time. We were turned. You know what I mean?
Somebody was.
Relationships were cultivated during that time that did make it to marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I do think there's a difference in like races. Like, I think Caucasian women are just brought up more so to understand that life is going to be easier with a partner, and like you need a partner, and this is, you know, something that you need to survive, versus Black women, that's not like, we're brought up to like, you need to focus on what you got going on because you're independent, and you know, they might man might not always be around, or you know, all of these different things that like put more fire under us to get out here and get it on our own, versus understanding that like, no, we need partner. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Black women, I don't need a man. Yes, you do. You want one too. You know what I mean? Outside of just needing one, you want one. And I think that's something that like now our culture is being able to say and be like, yeah, no, I actually do want to be a wife, versus feeling like that's something where it's like, no, you need to have your own. You need to be an independent woman and like, nah.
How about
So I think that's a big difference. Nah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think that's super interesting because it's like I can remember. I mean, I guess. Well, I mean, the friends that I were closest, the white friends that I was closest with, the ones that dated, they're definitely married to those women now. They got like families, like legit, like our friend Trey, my friend Ethan. Like Ethan was with his girlfriend. And I remember even thinking then, like, damn, like why is my life not more like Ethan's? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and so that's super interesting because it's like, I mean, if you're Black and you go to college, you're trying to have this like secure this life for yourself of a means to an end, trying to improve upon whatever was given to you, like in some form or fashion. Like it's very few of us. It's still so many of us that are like first generational, and I know that's probably a lot of families in America. But it's I feel like it's still probably overwhelmingly like that for still a lot of Black people that experience college. So it's like it's a lot to ask of somebody to go up to college for the first time, trying to hold that weight, and then too on top of that, find the life partner. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that's probably why you don't see it as often with Black. I can say it like our situation. I would think though it would be different though at HBCU, just because you would just have so many more people to date.
Yeah. I mean, it just made dating more fun.
Like, see, and I think that when I heard you talking to me, the thing that stood out to me, kind of similar vein as Ryan, is that our experiences going to college is so much different from our white counterparts, where for them that's kind of already a projected part of their lives from birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm gonna go to elementary, middle, high school, college. I'll be married by the time I leave college, start having kids a year or two after that, whatever. For us, some of us just found ourselves in college on accident that first year because we got enough, you know, financial aid from FAFSA to where it's like, okay, this shit gonna cover it. I'm gonna go up here to Missouri and see what it's about and kick it. And we was up there, like you said, kicking it hard because most of us didn't even know if I'm gonna be back next year.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Let alone how the fuck am I gonna try to concentrate on finding a partner? I'm not even thinking about, nigga, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay for my meals next year.
Yeah, you know that's real.
Like, our whole mindset while we were even there in that space is so different. It's impossible to even try to look at yourself and say, okay, yeah, how am I preparing myself to be a partner for somebody else? How do I identify those things that I need in somebody else that's going to be a good partner for me? Shit, who am I at this point? You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who I am to even know like the right person to pick, you know? Like you said to Misha, like learning how to date. That was a big part of just like college for me, was just being exposed to so many different relationships with women, where it was, I learned so much about myself that I didn't know, that I thought I knew leaving high school, where it was like, I didn't know anything about myself.
Yeah, for
you know what I'm saying? By the time I got to college, other than the fact I knew I could be conniving, I knew I could be manipulative to get what I
know I could be conniving.
No, that's being real. Like, I knew by the time I got to college, I knew like I have enough tact and just comfortability talking to women and being in a woman's presence where it's like I can make you feel comfortable. And ultimately, if I'm looking to get something out of you, I know I can get something out of you in due time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and likewise, I'm sure there were women who saw me as like, okay, whatever that may have been, you felt like you could get from me, I'm sure that I was being used to in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? But I know that's kind of a tangent from what our initial point was, but yeah, I mean, we just are in totally different places compared to our white counterparts, where it's like finding a husband or finding a wife for a Black person in college and coming from our situation is a lot more rare than it is for a white woman and white.
For sure.
It just is.
Yeah. Even like we talked about, it's so like the Black community feels very unserious. And so it's like you said, coming of age in that is like, I'm not thinking about that. Like, I'm just not. And I don't know if that's right or wrong. I guess for the betterment of our community overall, it'd probably be better if we were mature enough to start kind of do that, because you think about the long haul of your life and you want to spend less time having to work. So it's like, I feel like the later time you get partnered, that's kind of adding on more time of your life that you have to work. And I feel like a lot of people feel like, well, you're still young. And I'm not saying you need to be married by the time you get out of college. I'm just like, a lot of people's excuses like, well, you're 23, 24, 25, you're young, you're XYZ, you have your whole life to live. But it's
figure it out. Yeah.
But it's like most people still spend that time dating. Like people don't spend that time celibate by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're doing the same shit essentially. To Julian's point, you find out so much more about yourself when you're with somebody versus not being. And you do need to find out a lot of stuff about yourself by yourself too. But those things can be done sometimes simultaneously.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
So another thing we had was a generous man versus a man with money. What would you
do on that, Julian? I saw, I put that down because I saw this clip, and basically in the clip to surmise it, it was this woman who basically was just like touching on wanting to, align herself with a man, and the fact that, hey, I want to find a man that got a lot of money. Like, let's not sit up here and, you hear this narrative that, hey, it's not all about money and, you should just find a good man, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, let's not play ourselves. Like, we don't all want somebody else who's making good fucking money. And I shouldn't have to feel bad, especially being a woman, because I feel like this even only comes into play with women. With men, you don't hear men talk about, I'm trying to get with a woman who make a lot of money, because we don't fucking care about y'all money in that sense as far as supporting my lifestyle. Now, yes, I want you to have your own so that you just not no bum, but I don't look at your money the same way that it at least appears in society a man's money is looked at to a woman.
Yeah.
And, she was just talking about, I don't want to feel guilty or be made to feel guilty about wanting a man who makes a lot of money. And the guy she was talking to was like, I don't think that you should feel bad about that, but I think you more so should focus on finding a man that's generous over a man who just has a lot of money, because you could find a man who has a lot of money, but if he's stingy with that money, how does that benefit you?
Yeah.
Versus finding that man who may make 30, 40K less, but he's a generous man. He's willing to give you his last penny. You know what I'm saying? So that same amount of money you would have saw from that man who was rich, you seeing that from a man who just has a little bit less, but he's willing to share that with you.
Yeah. No, that's real.
And I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, like, because of our conversation we had on the last part where we were just talking about money and men and dating and, to you, I was wondering, like, from a woman's perspective, what is more important to you? Like finding that man who has a lot of money, or finding a man who, may make less, but he's more generous with his money, so you're able to benefit from that more than you would be from that man who has, that makes more money.
I think, I don't know, it's hard because I think for me, like, you can have a man who's generous with money, but not be stable and not be smart with his money. You know what I mean? So now you went and bought me this purse when we really should have saved that. Like, so I think it just depends on like what like, are you within reason when it comes to being generous? Like, are you actually making smart choices, or are you just spending up all this money, but then when it comes time to take care of some shit, now we're looking crazy. But I think for me, it's just it's so hard because it's like the men who, like, it's so many men out here that either have money or look like they have money, and they're really not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, or if they are giving it to you, they're piecing it out because they have access to so many women that they're not giving all of us Birkin bags. You know what I mean? You might get like $200-$300 here, or you might get this there, or he may pay for little stuff there to make you feel like he doing something, and then he over here doing something else for her, and he doing something else for her, he taking care of this house, so it's like, I think dating men with money, period, just comes with a lot more than women really take into consideration. And I think dating a man that's generous is like, he's generous to you. Like, he actually likes you enough to make sure you're straight, to take care of you, to do things like that. So it will make more sense that you would go with the generous man versus the man that you just see got on the Rolex. So that don't mean he could be cheap. You know what I mean? I know some men that got a lot of money that are super cheap. Like, he literally wears the same thing every day, and he has so much money. Right. And you will see him in the same outfit every day. He's not giving you none of that money. Right. Like, I don't care what you do in the bed. Like, he's not giving it to you. Like, at least nothing substantial that's finna, change what he got going on. So, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, someone who's going to spend, you need to go for someone who's generous. Like, you just have to.
And I just hate this whole narrative that somehow fucking a man or sucking a man good is gonna get all his money off of him. Because it's not.
It's not.
I'm sorry. I don't care how good the box is. I'm not gonna give all my money to you. The same way I can give you the best dick in the world, you're still gonna come in here and start an argument. It don't matter what was going on last night. It don't matter how many times
you're still gonna come here and start arguing.
You're still gonna come in here and press an issue that I wish you didn't press. It's not gonna end. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, those are human interactions.
Yeah.
So I wish that people didn't even get caught up. Like, that's just it's disillusion.
Yeah.
Like,
and there are men who you might not even have to touch them, and they gonna give you whatever you ask for.
Absolutely. Same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess that's just such a weird way to decide to talk to somebody or to engage with them, like, by a thing. Because it's like, oh, I want to talk to a dude that got a whole bunch of weed. But, like, what else does that mean? That he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got a whole bunch of shoes. He got a whole bunch of cars. He got a whole bunch of that. Like, to your point, those symbols don't always equal, like, the giving part or the sharing part or whatever, the participation or whatever. I don't know. Like, but now to the point, like, I don't know. I'm kind of like torn between, like, what should be required of a man. Like, should it be like, because, like, certain things to me are just like good friendship, good partnership. Like, where does that, like, kind of draw the line? And I understand, like, women, I don't know. It's hard for me to say that. I get women not wanting to date men that make less money than them. But I also don't get that, because it's like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm not saying date a man that don't take care of his business and don't handle his responsibilities. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, if you like somebody, you like them. Like, that's the whole point. That's the whole thing girls were trying to tell niggas for years. Well, she's got a great personality. You should talk to her. Let her take her glasses off. Now she's cute, right? Like, that's the whole movie. Now she's a nerd, but now she's cute, right? But it's like, on the niggas don't get that same kind of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you become adults, kind of, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of torn in between. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I think it just all comes from social media and seeing what other women get. Because it's always been women on any level. Like, whether you have a whole bunch of money or he work a 9 to 5, where some of them got a man that's going to come home and get him their whole check. He trusts her to do the bills. He trusts her to do whatever.
3 things that these are the only 3 things that you should probably check off if you want to pick somebody. Do you get along great with them? Like, above, you know what I'm saying? 90 percentile, we have a great relationship. Ups and downs, but great. They're responsible. You know what I'm saying? So responsibility means, like, they're responsible for their own health, your health, like, they're just responsible person, right? Reliable. Third, are they fucking you good? If somebody really checks off those 3 things.
Now, that's a hard 3 to check off. Because it's a lot, like, what? It's a lot of women that are not getting satisfied sexually, that are settling for not getting satisfied sexually, because he is responsible and he is stable and we do get along. But just because you get along with him don't mean that
No, not satisfying somebody sexually. Not even that. That a lot of times is overstated because it's like if somebody don't make you feel some type of way.
No, you're not making me come.
Okay, you gotta speak up and say something.
And then what? Like you're
make it happen, Captain. What are you talking about? I'm this great responsible man. You better speak up and make something happen.
So, question. Let's say you express that to a man. Let's say he's not making you come. Like you said, he's stable. Y'all get along great. This is your dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's not making you come. No matter what efforts y'all put in, whether that's toys, you coaching him up on what you like, he's not hitting the mark. What is the next step? Because you don't want to lead this man. Because once again, he's stable. He takes care of me. I love him. He's a great.
How important is sex at that point? You better just rub it off on the side, bro.
Sexually, I'm just not being satisfied. What do you do?
I feel like they make it work. I don't think that women just leave because they aren't being satisfied sexually. Because I think we would see a lot of women leave a lot of situations, but I don't think that they just leave. I think that it's something that like they take that sacrifice on. I mean, they may play with toys or do different things like that, but like by themselves without him, I think the woman still finds a way to get her issue off in some type of way. But I mean, you just have to deal with it. And you just don't, when your girls may be talking about this position there, you might just sit that conversation out.
Yikes.
That's just not a life I'm trying to live.
Yeah, fortunately, I haven't had that particular problem.
I haven't personally had to deal with that, but I have talked to, being a hairstylist, I've talked to many women.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so hypothetically, like you said, okay, these general women, like you said, man, dude is just not satisfying me. To me, that's part of like not getting along great. You're not that attracted to him. Because it's like, that's what I'm saying. If you get along great with somebody and you're actually like just attracted to them, if you're not saying that he has like a micro penis or something crazy to where it's just like, okay, well, this, he just genuinely can't do something. That's why I brought up communication. I'm like, well, what can't you say? You know what I'm saying? That like they can't do for you. That's all men do. Men are just much more willing to be vocal about what they want.
No, I think. How do I say this? I think sex has a lot to do with technique. It's kind of like doing hair.
Okay.
You could come to me and get your hair done, and it's gonna look a certain way, and then you can go to someone else and they can do the same style, and it could be cute. It just might not hit the same. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
But they maybe put a little too much product on it or not enough. They didn't curl it right. It's not flowing right. Like so, I think the technique of sex. You ready, huh?
I'm about to blow your mind. Because this is that you always be trying to figure out. God, you always ask me, what do men? Why are they? Right? Okay, right. Technique, right? Like SpongeBob said, technique, right?
Yeah.
So
got to bring it around town.
So what I'm saying is like when you like somebody and you find somebody that's got man, this great technique, right? This is what women want men to do. Okay. Forget all these people with this technique that you know about. Now you only focus on my technique and what I'm bringing and what I got, right? Okay. And men are supposed to just wash all these other things away. You know what I'm saying? Because men, like you said, if for a man, if you check those three things usually, I mean, your technique, he's gonna just accept where your technique is if he's gonna be with you. He's gonna make some suggestions. He's gonna tell you to do some things. Then it's just like, well, that is our technique. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like you just said, men have to be compared. Women are comparing their best.
Men do the same thing.
No, they don't. Who said?
I don't think. No, they don't. No. Men do the same thing.
No, they don't.
Okay.
That's why you ever seen the comment? No, they don't.
Okay.
That's why there's a joke amongst men.
Yeah, we just don't really. We don't really compare it like that. I'm just being honest. Speaking from experience, that's not something that you really do because it's
impossible.
It's impossible. You're gonna catch yourself in a rat race that's just endless. If you're constantly trying to compare your current to your past,
I don't think it's like I'm not comparing my current to my past, but there may be women the way we experience sex, because
That's
you
true.
feel different. You know what I mean? So I just feel like we experience sex differently, and it's like
No, we experiencing it the same. We got sex
no,
organs.
we're not. No, we are not. Like no, we're not. It's not the same.
I'm saying if somebody's good at something, they're good at their bad. Like hair, like you said, if somebody's good at hair, they're good at hair. If somebody's bad at hair, they're bad at hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it all comes down to the braiding technique. It all comes down to XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
But only hair aficionados know that. You know what I'm saying?
No, the clients know too. They be like, it just wasn't. Even if they don't know how to explain it, they'll be like, it just wasn't right. And I think that's like, it's just not.
But do you have braids?
Right.
Yes, you got braids, and that's what I'm saying.
But
Men, I'm telling you,
wasn't right. Like my hair,
I'm saying it from the standpoint of like, okay, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. We don't know anything about Beyonce and Jay-Z's life. We're just using them as an example, right?
Okay.
But apparently Jay-Z told us that he cheated on Beyonce. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Why would Jay-Z need to cheat on Beyonce?
Technique.
It
could be technique.
Okay.
And so then,
it don't change the way who Beyonce is though.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, it don't.
The narrative for men is like you should not leave your spouse because somebody's loving you better. But the narrative for women is
but women don't do
no. Listen to what I'm saying. You got this, like you said, there's the other two check marks and this third check mark. Mm-hmm. You talking to your clients. Mm-hmm. I got Jerome. I love Jerome, but he just ain't hitting it right. Okay. But I got Tyler. I love Tyler too. And he's hitting it right. Girl, what you like? No. Well, if your guy friend, if it was like, you would be like, well, how does Cheryl make you feel? How does it come? And that's what I'm just saying. In general, that is just how we approach that topic. You know what I'm saying? Like women want men to forget about technique when it comes to them in particular, when we're judging them, and be like, well, these other things. What about these other things?
No, I think women do the same thing. Like, even though he's not hitting it right, okay, well, he do gotta.
That's why women shame hoes. That's why women shame hoes. Because their technique is so great. If it was just up to that, they would be getting all the points. But we don't judge it like that. We judge it more so like, well, she carries herself like a lady. She does this and that. And it's like
that's the thing to ride on, because it's like, at the end of the day, I guarantee you 99% of men didn't marry the woman that they met that had the fattest ass or the biggest titties he ever was with in his life, or that wasn't the woman he married, because we know that that's a fleeting thing. That's going to fade one day. That booty going to droop and titties going to droop. And now I'm sitting here looking at this saggy doll, and it's like, damn, like Ryan said, do I even fuck with you for real? Because at the end of the day, like, I need to be able to fuck with you. When I'm walking around here in my drawers and I got a wife beater on and they got a stain on it, like, I need to know, like, do I fuck with this person? I don't have to put on this facade with you all the time and keep myself up here, you know what I'm saying, to feel like, okay, she wants to be with me. Like, no, I need to know that I can really, really rock with you. And for men, that's just more important, because that's not what I've had that conversation where I'm like, the body aesthetic is not the thing that is going to keep any man around. That's not going to keep a man faithful. You know what I'm saying? Like that in itself, it's like the proof is in the pudding. Men show women every day, like, the body alone is not going to keep us. Yeah. So why so much emphasis is put on just the initial attention that gets is kind of bizarre to me, because it's like, at the end of the day, we still going to want a woman that's loyal. We still going to want a woman that we can trust. That, like Ryan said,
you risk what you have with this loyal woman just off of the initial feeling that you get from the aesthetics.
Men will risk what they will risk just pleasure. That's what it is. No man is trying to cheat and risk everything that he has at home. That's not what's going through no nigga mind when he cheats. He's sitting there thinking, all right, I'm trying to be pleased. Like, this person is not pleasuring me the way that I want to be pleasured or whatever. I'm chasing that. Yeah, I want to come back home because, yes, I still love this person. We take care of home together. We have X, Y, and Z. That's not what I'm thinking about at this very second. I'm thinking about getting this nut off. And like you said, sometimes I think women may be a little bit more, and this may just me blindly assuming this, I think women probably just accept that part a little bit more than men do. I think men are probably more liable to cheat and get caught because of that reason, whereas versus a woman, like you said, she may go ahead and just concede, you know what, this ain't the best sex I ever got, but this nigga do these other things. So, all right, I'm gonna get these toys and suck my clit off myself, you know? Like, but niggas just aren't, most niggas are not gonna do that. They're gonna try to hide and say, all right, I'm gonna just go get this little side piece who handles this, but I got my man shorty at home to take care of everything else. And that's how they try to move. And that's just, unfortunately, that's what it is. It's a,
because we all know women who only dated the nigga because he was tall.
Yeah.
We all know a smart girl that had no reason to talk to this big dumbass nigga. It was like, well, he's 6'4".
Or he had the money.
Like,
you
that's
know?
really all it comes down to. But that's so much more normal. No, what I'm saying, that's more normalized. Men don't. That's the problem. Like, men don't, like, if they just feel like a girl is just like, oh, she's only good for sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't wife them. That's not what you're going after.
You're gonna use them for sex and keep them in the sex box. That's it.
But if you're a big ass nigga, and that, like, you know what I'm saying? No, that is the first main, like, that's why most big, they don't have to do nothing past that. That's okay if you're a woman to lust over this big ass man and he's fine and he's like for real. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that be the argument that people really be having for real. Is like,
I feel like that's a fantasy. Women want that and they fantasize about that and they bring it up a lot because guess what? Most of them don't get it. These men are not, because the ones that are generous and the ones that have a lot of money usually are not the tall, fine, chocolate, dark, handsome ones that you dream and fantasize about. It's the little
what's that meme with the nerd when he be like, beat it, chick?
Yeah.
It's the ones where you be like, he medium ugly, it's cool though. Fuck it. We rocking. You know, like, it's not like you don't always get that tall, dark, and handsome or just super fine fairy tale dude. Like, that's just the fantasy that we wish we could get.
And you know what? I think it's because from as kids, at least the images that we see and what's put in front of us is not the, oh, you want a partner who's going to be responsible, who's going to be loving, who's going to be considerate, who's going to be X, Y, and Z. Like, you hear that stuff from your most intimate relationships, like your parents and stuff like that. But like our friends and TV and stuff doesn't push that to us. So, like you said, for little girls or even for young boys, like I can't remember when I ever started really thinking about like women beyond just being objects, because that's not how women were presented to me at an early age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was only presented in a aesthetic sense. And okay, well, that's what I'm seeing. It wasn't about getting to know her hard and X, Y, Z planning for down the road. Okay, if you see certain things in her now, this can translate to this as far as child rearing and, you know, stuff like that. Like, we just don't see that stuff. So I don't blame women for that. The same way I don't blame guys for being consumed with a fat booty, because it's like, that's all I know about you at this point. Yes, you're tall, and I know you play basketball, and okay, I think it's cool that you get this attention, and you're tall, and I like tall guys. Okay, like, that's such surface level stuff that's just like the tip of the iceberg for anybody, as far as just discovering who you really are and what you really look for in a partner. And then it takes time to peel back those layers and figure out, okay, I am greater than just a fat booty, or, oh, he's light skinned, so I'm attracted to light skinned guys. And it's like, yeah, but that light skinned dude is uglier than this dark skinned nigga over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, in actuality, you just were drawn to him because that's what your preference has been up to this point. You have it.
And I do think social media makes it seem like there's more of them out here than it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it makes us feel like, oh, there's a tall guy. Oh, there's another one. Like, have y'all ever seen like where they'll do like, visit this city, look at all the fine men in this city, and then they do all these clips of me, and it's like, bro, that's like that's 10 guys, and all them niggas know each other because they play basketball together. Like, yes, of course they're all tall. That's a basketball team. So the rest of the room with the other average size guys in the room, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the basketball team.
That's the basketball thing. That's real. That's super real. I mean, well, that goes into I mean, people sticking in places probably a little too long, or just like these random relationships. Like, you know, we were laughing about, you know, Crisean and Blueface, you know. And it's like they are kind of like that. hood, bad public school. You write up what is a bad relationship is like. You know what I'm saying? You got this dude that's a self-proclaimed pimp for all practical purposes.
Sure.
Okay.
He's proving to us that he is a pimp, though.
No, he is a pimp. Blueface be pimping. And then I don't even know what to call Crisean personally. She makes me uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to be in a room with not hell other people. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just me, you, us three, and Crisean, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to be in the room.
Yeah, we definitely gonna throw our backs on the wall.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. I don't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, the energy she just gives me is just like not inviting at all. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. It's just more so unpredictable. I think that's the main thing. Like, she's the wild card. I was gonna come on here and I was really gonna get on her about like putting his face on her face, because that's wild.
Is it drugs?
Listen, but hear me out. Because then someone else came and put his face on her ass. So then I saw a post on the Shade Room that listed people who had portraits of other people on them.
Okay.
And then now we're at a broader list. We got Jhené Aiko. We got
She got Big Sean.
She had Big Sean. She got it covered up, but she had Big Sean portrait on her arm.
Dang, why she get it covered up? Okay, keep going.
You know, so and then now you think of all of I think they put Asian Doll up there because she got Vine face on her hand after he passed. They didn't put Lauren London up there, but I did think of Lauren London. She got Nipsey Hussle face after he passed. So I don't know if it's a feeling that I've never felt yet that would, that makes you want to get, because these are all women of different walks of life. You know what I mean? Like, we have the highest respect for Lauren London. We have the highest respect for Jhené Aiko. You know what I mean? And then we come in at Crisean. I don't know if it's the placement of it. Like, why is it on your face? But
can I ask a question real quick?
What's up?
I think we might have found the answer. So depending on the answer to my question. Is Crisean from California?
I don't know. Maybe it's a California thing. I don't know. Is Asian Doll from California though?
It's Asian. First, I don't even know who Asian Doll is. You know what I'm saying? I do. I know who King Von is. You know what I'm saying? I've heard the name for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they from.
I'm finna look up.
But
I'm finna look this up. Where is Crisean from?
I gotta see who else they had on.
Regardless, I think that it's crazy to get anybody tattooed on your face. It's crazy to get anything tattooed on your face.
She's from a crazier place than. Oh, this makes a lot of sense now.
But to get a face put on your face after
she's from West Baltimore,
removed from your face is just wild.
Oh, I know what time she's on. She's from West Baltimore.
Yeah, it's just
Asian Doll.
Crisean.
Oh, I didn't know she was from Baltimore.
So then I asked,
she's only 23.
She's different.
Oh, she's a baby. I asked this, Demisha. Would you get your daughter's face tattooed on you?
Would I have thought about it? I got her name on my neck. I thought about getting her face, but then it made me think, if I have more kids, now am I going to feel obligated to have all of these faces on me? Right. Yes. I think that's but I have thought about it. Like, I haven't, because like they had some, they got some people like Lil Durk got his girlfriend India face on him. So they had some people like just different walks of life. Like they have mentioned Drake and Odell Beckham, all the people he got, which they're more like famous people that he hasn't dated, but just the people who have gotten like their romantic partners face on them. It did make me, once I saw that list, I was like, okay, these are different people from different walks of life. So maybe this comes down to a feeling and a love so strong. I just haven't experienced this type of love.
That's what I say. I don't know.
Love so strong that makes you be like, I'm repping this person forever. Yeah. I don't know what he said to them from inside of jail to make them go currently get it right now.
Oh wait, Blueface is in jail.
He's currently in jail. So this happened from being incarcerated. So we can't blame it on the dick or nothing. Like he's
and that's what I'm saying. I think that she just has some mental health issues.
Did
either of y'all watch they show that they had on Zeus?
No, I refuse to watch that.
Okay.
I don't even watch it.
We did watch it. Right? And it was Okay, Ryan, the feeling that you get where you say like it's very cringy just watching her in general, just on Baddies or whatever. It's very cringy watching her show. If y'all ever had time to go back and just watch it, because it's so traumatic. It puts their relationship in a different scope. Like you really understand, like, oh, y'all do have some trauma bonds, very severe trauma bonds. You see, like, you really do see mentally she's not in a healthy space. And their relationship, as far as what we see on social media, makes way more sense.
Okay.
Right? Because you really get to see like day to day them just like chilling, you know. And granted, yeah, some of this is scripted too, as far as just the content that we receive and what what they put out in the world. But you do get to see more intimate moments, and it makes sense that she does some of the stuff she does because they're just in a very unhealthy relationship. So it doesn't surprise me. I put it in the same vein as like somebody who goes and her and her dude break up and she go and crash into his car and you like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this person? This is the same type of erratic behavior where it's just like y'all are not. This isn't a healthy relationship because in no healthy relationship would you choose to go do that and put somebody's face in your face. I don't
know because it was on your neck, and then you had to get that covered up.
Yes,
and then now it's on the side. I can't even imagine a cover up as to what it would take. You can't.
Now I gotta know how old Blueface is, because
like,
I think
you can't cover that up.
Because even to that point now, knowing how young she is, okay, Blueface only 3 years older than her, so he only 26. So he just turned 26. So I mean, I guess I'm saying that to say, like, I mean, they've been dealing with each other for a couple years now, at least in the public space. You know what I mean? So 2-3 years, pandemic or whatever.
He was 20. He was 23.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I mean, at 20, you're super in love with the person that you're in love with. So when you throw the flame of like celebrity, social media, crazy black shit, West Baltimore, all on top of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she getting a face tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that far-fetched when, like, now that I know there's extra background information on her, but it's just like, as a group, at some point, I wish that we could just be like, okay, now we're not showing you online anymore.
Yeah, we're just not paying you no more.
Yeah,
because it's like now you're crashing out. Like,
this
is terrible. Like, what else we got to watch her do?
That's how it felt when I watched their show that they had on Zeus. It just felt like it felt like exploitation because there was a lot of moments where you could see like clearly she didn't want to be filmed, but they had to film.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
even that baby.
Yeah,
that
just
baby.
like it's a lot of stuff. Like you clearly see she's conditioned for chaos.
Yeah,
that goes back to even just how like her own family outside of her and Blueface. You see her family dynamics, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, your at home shit is fucked up too. So it makes sense that you're comfortable operating in this chaos because that's what it is, because that's what you know. And at this point, you've been conditioned to it, so it's like that feels like your peace now.
Yeah, I hate that for her though. I wish, and for the baby, I wish that they could get that together.
And for Blueface, we gotta hate this for Blueface too, because that nigga needs help.
Yeah, Blueface definitely need help too, because he was traumatized too. I've seen some clips of what his mama was saying and shit. It's like,
no healthy man.
His mom is wild. Blueface mom is like
sad.
Get off the internet. Yeah.
Well, I wish we could bet over under how soon Crisean gonna be in jail, because that's probably a good bet I would take.
I don't want her to go to jail because then the baby's just outside.
She's from West Baltimore. She's getting face tattoos. It's inevitable at this point.
You don't have to leave that baby with her family, and her family's fucked up. So.
Think about how hard.
I don't even want the baby left with family.
Think of how hard Jada Pinkett had to work, get her life. Her shit was fucked up. She from Baltimore. She went with Blueface. She was with Will Smith.
And she still would tattoo Pac face on her face today. We know that to be true. Like, we know that.
If Jada had Tupac face tattooed, if that's what we secretly found out, that she had a Tupac face tattoo on her back or something like that,
yeah,
I would understand, Will. Speaking of couples I don't want to talk about ever again, shout out to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Julian, definitely you called the Kansas City winning.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I hate to see Kansas City win. Just as a Missouri St. Louis fan, I don't want to see Kansas City
I don't
do anything.
I like them. I watched the Netflix thing about Patrick Mahomes and
no, they're great people. It's not the people in particular. It's my sportsmanship.
Oh.
You know, it's certain cities I just don't want to see do well. Kansas City is one. Chicago is another one.
Huh.
Those are the only two.
I don't
actually.
care what it is.
Those are really the only two.
I don't care. I don't want.
Don't matter. Want them to suck. Chicago and Kansas City. Those are the only two.
Okay.
You know,
that's interesting.
Everybody else can win. I root for Detroit teams. You know, I like Memphis teams. You know, but everybody else, like, no.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't want this white lady, Taylor Swift, to take away from Usher's moment. You know?
Oh, definitely. I didn't even know Taylor Swift was performing at the Grammys until they told me. Until the NFL.
Oh, she is? I didn't know she was performing at the Grammys either.
Yes, and I found that out from watching the football game because they kept putting the camera on her, letting us know she's performing at the Grammys.
Well, that makes sense though, because the game it was AFC, it was on CBS. The Grammys are on CBS.
Okay.
So that is actually good programming. You know,
okay.
Maybe this is what this all was about. It's for the Grammys. Okay.
I just never they do show her a lot. Like at first I thought people were kind of like, whatever. They show everyone's family. No, they really, even when I would see pictures of like Kansas City winning online, I saw Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yes, if Beyonce was going with, I'm trying to think of the equivalent of Travis Kelce, Klay Thompson. It's like, yes, we're showing Beyonce at the game. You know what I'm saying? They're just winning championships. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the biggest, none of us have ever probably tried to go look up a Taylor Swift song, but both of y'all know a Taylor Swift song.
That's true.
I do. I would know it if I heard it.
If I heard it, I don't know. I can't just sing it to you right now.
Think of a song. Think of a Taylor Swift. Y'all know the name of a Taylor Swift song.
I don't know the name of it.
I do not know the name.
I don't know the name of a Taylor Swift song.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
No.
Y'all real black. Y'all like black.
I do not know a Taylor Swift song.
So y'all, okay, so if I name a song.
And I was about to sing a Miley Cyrus song. I was about to be like, put your hands up, playing my song. But that's Miley Cyrus.
That's Miley Cyrus. So y'all don't know Bad Blood?
No.
You would have to play it or sing it.
Because even now we got Bad Blood. And then the song.
I know the song. I didn't know that was Taylor Swift.
Now we got Bad Blood. What's another one? What's the one the boyfriend one? What's another Taylor Swift song?
I would have never said that. I don't even know the name of that.
Because the thing's gonna take.
Okay, so question.
Shake it off. Shake it. Y'all are black.
Miley Cyrus the only one I know.
You have to remember, Ryan, you're a DJ. One.
I wasn't DJing when them songs came out. Them songs came out 10 years ago.
No. But you're just musical awareness is a lot higher than most people.
But now your musical awareness not as high as mine. So now I got a different.
Listen. My musical awareness is elite. I'm not saying that
it's elite. Like, don't get it.
I'm not saying it's lacking in any means. I'm saying you also have to take that into account. The same way I have to take into account. There's a lot of music that I know that the average black person doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Taylor Swift also doesn't come across. I don't listen to the radio.
Me neither.
So where are you hearing these Taylor Swift songs? I don't go
in America. Where am I hearing them in America?
You're in public spaces where that music may be played way more often than I am. That's all.
What? You live in
maybe at the mall?
Right. But you have none of the spaces that I go into, I control the music in every space that I go to. If I'm in a car, when I'm at work, when I'm at the house.
Okay.
I don't go to bars or clubs, so I don't have to just be subjected to bullshit music there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not at no bars or clubs that they play Taylor Swift neither. I understand what you're saying.
It's just like Taylor Swift doesn't come on. I don't hear any of her songs unless it's on a commercial. And even then, I'm only going to know if she's in the commercial singing it.
Yeah.
Well, before we end this, y'all got to go listen to some Taylor Swift. Okay?
No, y'all got to go listen to some JT.
She got 2 songs, okay?
So what?
That's 5 minutes.
We listening to JT.
JT got 2 songs. Taylor Swift has a whole catalog. I'm not saying check out the catalog. Yeah. I'm just saying Bad Blood, Shake It Off. I'm sure it's another one I wish I could think of. Them the only 2 that I couldn't really think of Shake It Off, but when Alexis sang it to me,
I will promise you that I'm not gonna listen to it.
Kendrick Lamar's on Bad Blood. That's probably why I know it.
No, it's February 2nd, Black History Month. I'm not listening.
I might not listen to her this month.
Oh my God. So what's a Black History fact then? We're gonna end it on a Black History fact. Since y'all wanted to bring up Black History Month, give me a Black History fact.
Black History fact. I just looked up because I was looking up some to do stuff for me.
I got you. Dr. Carter G. Woodson perfected the use of blood plasma as a life-saving tool.
Okay, that's one.
And
most people don't know that. Carter G. Woodson also was a pioneer as far as just using and engineering peanuts, turning into peanut butter, the health benefits that come from using peanuts in general.
And he did blood plasma. I didn't know that. Shout out to Carter G.
And on top of that, he also created the use of blood plasma and just blood transfusions. And he died because at the hospital he went to, because he's a Black man, they wouldn't give him a blood transfusion.
That's the blackest thing I've ever heard.
That's actually wild. I did not know the extra part.
That's the blackest thing ever.
That's actually very, very wild.
Happy Black History Month.
That is the blackest thing ever.
That's wild.
I don't think you can top that.
Fact.
All right, well, this all definitely could have been a text, but I'm glad we didn't make it one. So, all right, everybody watching on live, peace out. We'll holler at y'all until next time.
For sure.
See ya.
And we're going to have that Usher review. We're going to listen to this Usher album that just dropped too. We're going to talk about that next time.
Usher is dropping. I thought he was dropping after the Super Bowl. It's before the Super Bowl. So next week.
One of his songs came on after JT, but I doubled back on JT.
You know what? You're right. He just had another song that came up because I saw it pop up on Apple Music. So it's another.
Is it like Ruin or
video
something
came
like
out? A video came out today for Usher.
Yeah.
His album's supposed to come out on the 9th. So next Friday. So we gotta listen to it on Thursday. All right. So we're gonna try to listen to Usher.
Yeah, we gotta listen to that. We gotta do that for Usher. We gotta do that
for Usher.
Usher don't need our help. Like,
nah, we gotta do that for Usher.
He might.
All right.